I was in the vibratones. We did a cappella and we sang with music too because Marvin Tarplin, he was our guitar player. We only did talent show. Although we were all good, there was only one group in the projects at that time that was really qualified to work in the clubs, and that was the Peppermints. Yeah, and they were like all of our mentors. Even though we were the same age, they were much more advanced vocally than we were.
What years were that group, the Vibratones, going?
Most of the 50s until I went to the service.
So you came out of high school?
And I went to the service.
When you came back from the service, and that would have been around about 1960?
61.
Things were just sort of livening up there.
Yeah, and I was so far behind, it was ridiculous. But I caught up. I caught up quick. Joe came by when he found out that I was home, and he and Tom Stone were already with them.
Was it about 62 by then?
About 62. Yeah, because I came home around October 61. Well, I had seen Tommy before. The one year Vibratones didn't win the Emancipation, Tommy won it. We all lived in the project, Brewster Projects. I auditioned for Richard Street. At first, we were all singles. We were doing background work. There was a club down on Woodward called The Village. Yeah, it was like a teenage nightclub. And we worked there. We did everything, the three of us. We emceed, we worked the lights, we background all of the single artists. We were calling ourselves the Fabulous because we had, remember Mitch Ryder?
Yeah.
He was singing with us. Even when we had our first release, we were still doing background. And I Love You was the best thing we did at Thelma's, yeah. Yeah, that took us out of town. I think we had one little ragtag uniform at that time. These suits came from our first out-of-town job. We worked the Shalimar in Buffalo, and we used most of the money to buy some uniforms. We always did that. We always put a lot of money into our appearance. I never did care about the money. It's always been the show with me, I mean, if we got paid, I was good. If we didn't get paid, just let me do a show. And we went down to Dayton, Ohio. That's where we hooked up with the Ohio Players. But they were Robert Ward and Ohio Untouchables then. They were kind enough to let us work because they didn't need us on the show.
It's amazing, your love and a man, darling.
That was right after I Love You came out, because we really didn't have an identity then. Didn't know anybody. We just got there and we asked some people, where's the club that everybody goes to? And they directed us to the Club 51. We went in and asked, could we sit in? And they said, yeah. And they played a couple of songs for us. The people liked us. The club owner liked us. And we stayed there for about 2 years or so. At first, we started out getting what we could, $100 a piece a week for 6 nights, 3 shows a night. It was rough, but it was worth it because we came back with more of a more soulful feel to our sound, We didn't have a hit record, so the only thing that we had to create any kind of marquee value was our live performance. And we learned early that you had better promote yourself. In fact, that was one of the reasons that we left Thelma's, because we were doing so much of the legwork ourselves and not getting a hit record. These two of the Gold Room, This is Levi Mann. That's Pistol again on drums. Teddy Willis. And that's Lefty. Yeah, now this is when you're doing things for Martha Jean. She used to have that Monday night swing. Annie Gurney had the Teenagers on Friday.
The angels up above can't take away the love, this love I have for you. The day will never come I'll share with anyone, this love I have for you.
First one we recorded in D-Town. It was like a house on McGraw, and we recorded there.
First one I think was Detroit, Michigan.
It was a novelty song. It wasn't a. This was a good song here.
You know about it so good was Mike Hanks
and me, wasn't it?
Well, it's got C. Bell. Who was this C. Bell?
Mike Hanks.
Well, you got his name twice there.
Mike Hanks.
So C. Bell doesn't exist?
No. Trust me.
Talk about love, girl. I never knew what love was till I met you, girl. Life was untrue.
That was when we decided to start making the musician an equal partner in the group. He had just as much say-so as we did. I had more freedom with Mike Hanks, because with Mike I actually got a chance to get in the studio and produce.
Tommy was saying that you were approached by Motown.
This was right when we got with Mike Hanks. We were scared that we would be recorded and put on the show. And word was that's what was going to happen, because the truth be known, they had the hit records, but we were different. I mean, I could write, but in all honesty, that's all I could do, was just kind of write. I did the lyrics in some, never the total. Well, this I pray? Yeah, Mike did. This I pray. And I wrote the other side of it with C. Bell, and I don't remember him, C. Bell. That's, in fact, this is the Ohio Players. We brought them here to do the tracks on this. Yeah, that's them. Well, in fact, I wrote the other side with them in the studio, you know, at the session. Our most dynamic singer was Tommy. Tommy is a singer, but because of the popularity of the Impressions, and Joe had this Jerry Butler sound in his voice, they tended to go more with Joe, and Joe wasn't the one. Tommy was the one. If they had stuck with Tommy like they did in the beginning.
My Love Looks Good on You?
That's me. Me and Lil Charlie did that at the Hotel Baltimore, in Baltimore, Maryland. I wrote it for Tommy. I practiced it with Tommy. I brought the band in, did the session. Tommy said, not my key. And we were in the session, so I had to sing it. I sang it like I was angry. At that point in my life, I never had the confidence as a lead singer. If you wanted somebody to close the show out and have the audience in an uproar, I could do that.
With These Eyes, who wrote that?
I did. Me and William Gary. Yeah.
Who's Jackson?
McKinley Jackson, trombone player. Yeah. McKinley played for us. It was Pete Hall, Mike Hanks, and Roger Brown that played for the Detroit Lions. It was the three of them then. Yeah, I wrote Love of My Life. Premium Stuff at We Three. This is Pete Hall and Martha Jean here. Yeah, because this didn't happen until Mike left the company. And it was just Pete Hall and Roger Brown. And some small way, I think Rosie Greer. We were in Buffalo working. And at midweek, Pete called and said, can you get somebody to close out the job for you? And I called the Detroit Emeralds. They said, yeah, and we flew down to Memphis and did this session. We went down to High Studio, Willie Mitchell. These are Booker T and the guys, yeah. The biggest thing we had was I've Been Trying. And that sold.
To understand why can I be your only man?
Keep on pushing. That was the one. Even more than I've Been Trying. That was the one that everybody said, oh yes. Even we had to say, oh yeah. Doing the Impressions records, but we sound like the Impressions without imitating. Because Tommy had the soft high tenor, I had the soft high tenor, and Joe had the Jerry Butler, Fred Cash sound. I mean, they got us into the best clubs in the city. 20 grand, I mean, we were packing them. Wherever we went, we were packing. Because of that and the difference in our visual act. Because what I did was I brought a lot of stuff that I learned in the 50s from the 50s group. And just the comedy acts, just bang in the middle of a song. If you feel like telling a joke, who cares? Do it, you know.
From nowhere to a caravan, around the campfire light, a lovely woman in motion, with hair as dark as night. Her eyes were like that of a cat in the dark.
Because most of this stuff we cut on the same session.
Why Are You Blowing My Mind?
Oh, yeah, that was cut down there. This was the second time now. Gypsy Woman. Gypsy Woman was recorded down there. The old Fiesta song. So fine. And the one song that nobody can find that we cut down there is Day Tripper. I can't remember what it was the B-side of, but we did Day Tripper.
This was the late 60s by then.
The late 60s by then, if we weren't getting along. Not Tommy and myself.
It was you and Joe?
Me and Joe. I'm hot-tempered and he's hot-tempered. We really didn't get a chance to stretch out vocally till we lost Joe. Then we changed our name to Smoke, Heat, and Fire. And you talking about a love affair, man. Serious. We could do anything we wanted to do and do it well. And Tommy got a chance. People actually got a chance to say, oh, wow, this guy can sing.